And hello, happy and beautiful and blessed Jupiter evening. It's really humid here today. It was a gloomy day. I just drank some coffee. So let's see what the vibe is for today. Tonight, we have the Six of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. And we have the Seven of Swords. I like that in here we have a white rabbit. Rabbits are prominent for today. But nonetheless. Yeah, let me just lock in here. I do want to ask, what's the Ace of Cups reverse about? The Two of Cups in reverse. It's something regarding the past, because we have the Six of Cups, which focuses on, it's a nostalgic energy. It focuses on reconciliation, childhood memories, things of this nature. It's something about the past that might be interfering with the present, shall I say. What specifically about the past? I mean, it's naturally focusing on some kind of connection and whatnot here, or some kind of partnership. What about the past with the Six of Cups? Yeah, the Knight of Cups here in reverse, which is a very deceitful kind of energy. It's kind of like a Casanova, shall I say. Just very deceitful. It's kind of just like having ulterior kind of motives. It's like wearing a mask and whatnot here. And then what I want to say, the Seven of Swords, and then I'll stop pulling and I'll talk some more. What about the Seven of Swords? The Temperance in reverse. So I guess what I'll say here as well too, especially given the fact that I with being in a retrograde or something of this nature here, and just whatnot, when you've been taking the time to really heal from something, to really grow, really utilizing the lessons from a past experience, relationship and whatnot here, do not hinder your progress when something from the past comes knocking at the door. You know what I mean? I tell myself this as well too, all the time, just in general though, when people show you who they are, when they show you their intentions, when they show you what's really happening underneath, you must believe it. You know what I mean? Don't give a person another chance to prove to you that they don't respect you. You know what I mean? And I'm not, this isn't a target, or it's just an observation. When it comes to just tarot readings and everything of this nature, naturally, of course, the main kind of readings that get the most attention and whatnot here is naturally love readings, and because people want connection. That's a normal thing. We're human beings, we're here to connect. It's understandable. But one of the main things with these love readings is they're coming back. And it's it's not to say though that here's the thing though, right? Sometimes a person wanting to reconcile or pop back up, let's say, they've generally, I don't know, worked on themselves, matured or something of this nature. I don't know. I kind of have this thing in my mind, at least for me or whatever, and it's just my own thing, and it's not that anybody has to take it. But I'm just do I want to subject myself to something or someone that I've already experienced, or would I rather keep the door open for something new, something different, a new and a beautiful experience? And the thing is as well too, one of the main things that I say as well too is when it comes to some of the readings, we want to cling on to or hold on to something because we think it's the best. That's the best it's going to get and everything of this nature. But the possibilities and everything of this nature, it's infinite. You know what I mean? And the thing is too, with the Six of Cups, that can be a very clouded kind of energy, adding on to the fact that it's kind of just like focuses like on childhood memories. But I guess in the sense, the Six of Cups can be kind of just like viewing the past through like childlike or rose color lenses. You know what I mean? When we're in a nostalgic kind of energy, we're kind of focusing in on all the good, the good qualities, as like characteristics of a person that we kind of forget. You know what I mean? The truth of a matter. And when the Ace of Cups is being like in reverse as well too, that's kind of like, that's like the energy of something new coming knocking at your door. You see how she's like peeking out? It's a very curious, it's an excited kind of energy. You know what I mean? The beautiful rabbit. It's a new kind of energy, and it's just like, yeah. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's a new kind of energy, and we kind of hinder our blessings. We kind of block our blessings, our growth, everything of this nature, when we limit ourselves to just the past. You know what I mean? It's kind of, as I was saying, like, just like follow the rabbit or whatever. Like, just, yeah. That thing of just like, yeah, like just follow the rabbit. As in, like, I don't know, perhaps like Alice in like Wonderland, or perhaps, what's that other movie, The Matrix, where he followed just like the rabbit, but the rabbit will take you somewhere new, uncharted territories, in places you've never experienced before. Surprises, beautiful surprises, and don't block yourself from these beautiful surprises, because with the Temperance here, like, as well too, being in reverse, that's just like a disruption of your own balance, of your healing, of what you've been doing for yourself. You know what I mean? The Seven of Swords, that's a naturally deceitful energy. It's a, plotting, scheming, all this stuff, all that jazz and whatnot here. I know I say this like a lot or whatever, but, well, I don't say it a lot, but I talk about it a good amount. And it's just that, like, I don't know. Here's the thing, I guess. Like, I'll not lie, right? Like, I too sometimes like looking at like the love readings or whatever, but I just take it with a grain of salt, because it's a fun, beautiful like escape and everything of this nature. But I can't help but feel sometimes these things are just like extremely sugar coated and just gassed up to the max. And it's just that, like, sometimes it's just not the best thing to be putting it, I was gonna say that sometimes it's just like not the best thing to be putting out there, because like I said, sometimes people are just clinging to these kind of just readings and just like hope, naturally, of a connection and everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, we're human beings, everybody wants connection, but it's keeping people bound to relationships and connections, whatever it may be, that it's imbalance, that's one-sided, that's disrespecting them, that's taking from them. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that all like love readings are bad, absolutely not, and whatnot here, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. The Four of Swords here in reverse. But the Four of Swords being in reverse, that's kind of just feels like being healed from something. You know what I mean? Because the Four of Swords, that focuses firstly on just retreating, it's like focusing on rest, retreating, resting, all that stuff, all that jazz. It can focus on like going to the hospital or something of this nature. But it's in reverse now, which is kind of just like can indicate getting out of that rest period and whatnot here. Don't put yourself through lessons that you've already learned. You know what I mean? There's so much more beautiful people to meet, to experience. You know what I mean? The Five of Cups in reverse. Letting go of the grief, of the despair, of the sadness. You know what I mean? Remember what these past, I don't know, relationships or whatever, remember how it made you feel. Not in the sense of sitting with it and dwelling with it, but, you know, if majority of the time, you know, you felt heavy or burdened or everything this nature, then that's not something that one is supposed to, that's not, I mean, if you want to like live a life that feels dreary, you have free will. But if that's not what you're looking for in a relationship, don't subject yourself to it. You know what I mean? But I guess as well too, with the High Priestess here, to use one's discernment to be, you know, yeah, to use your discernment, to use your intuition, and, you know, when people come to you with a mask, don't just stop at the mask. Look at what's underneath that mask. You know what I mean? I'll just get one more perhaps, and then I'll end it there. The Ten of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles at the back, and the Chariot here in reverse. Don't halt your chariot. Okay? Don't halt your chariot. Don't block your progress, your forward movement, your victory, your success. Don't lose track of what it is that you're wanting. The end goal here. You know what I mean? It's better to be alone than surrounded by people who make you feel even more alone, with people who don't even know you. You know what I mean? So yeah, like that's just like the main thing here. You know what I mean? When things from the past come knocking at your door, sometimes I'm not light. It's fun to entertain the thought, but let it just be that and continue moving forward. And don't forget that like there's so much more beautiful people to experience out there, and to be excited about that. You know what I mean? Think of all the people you haven't kissed yet, you haven't, you know, had fun with yet. Just however you roll, I don't know. But there's so much more new beautiful experiences. Okay? So yeah. Don't let this retrograde take you out, honey.